Now we're going to look at number 17 off of the 4-6 worksheet. And this is a problem where we're taking a binomial times a binomial. And so what we're basically doing here, there's a couple ways to think of it. One of the ways you can think of it is you're taking this 2a times each one of these terms, and you're going to take this negative 1 times each one of those terms. Now that's a lot to trying to keep track of to make sure you're hitting everything, every possible combination between each of the terms being multiplied. So the easier way, I think, to remember it is using FOIL. F-O-I-L. Now remember, FOIL is a nice little acronym that helps you remember which terms you want to multiply so that you hit every combination. The F stands for the first, O stands for outside, I stands for inside, and the L stands for last. So let's try and use the FOIL method here. We're going to take the first term from each of the binomials and multiply them. That's where the F for first comes from. This one times this one. Sometimes I like to connect the ones I'm multiplying with a little line. So 2a times a is 2a squared. The O stands for outside. So that means we're going to take the terms on the outside of the group of 4 and multiply them. So 2a, which is all the way on the left side of our problem, times 4, which is all the way on the right side of our problem. Again, I like to kind of connect them. 2a times 4 gives me 8a. Now they take the I for inside. That means take the two terms that are on the inside of our problem, the ones that are in the middle, and multiply those. Now I have a negative 1 times an a, so connect those. Negative 1 times an a is a negative 1a, or a negative a. Now we take the L for last. That means combine the last term in the first binomial with the last term in the second binomial. Multiply those two. So that's negative 1 times 4. Negative 1 times 4 gives me negative 4. Now the last thing I have to do after I multiply every possible combination using FOIL is I usually will have two like terms that I can combine. It doesn't happen every single time, but as a good rule of thumb, you want to look for there's probably going to be two terms that I can combine. And this one, of course, it's going to be the a and the negative a and the 8a. So this 2a squared doesn't get combined with anything, but the 8a and the negative a gives me 7a, and then this negative 4 is out there. It doesn't get combined with anything. Remember, I could also write where it says plus negative 4. I could write that as minus 4 as well if I wanted to. And one of the things you'll notice about doing a FOIL problem, if you connect them like I've shown you, connect the terms that you're multiplying, it kind of makes this funny little face, almost like a little monkey face with the ears out here and the eyebrows and the nose and the mouth. But that's one other way you can kind of tell whether or not you've multiplied everything, is if you got the monkey face at the end.